I should like to refer to the proposed US aid to Pakistan. Recently, the House has seen that there has been a pact between Turkey and Pakistan, and it is said that this is likely to be followed by some kind of arrangement between the United States and Pakistan for military aid. I spoke about this matter in December last before the House adjourned and expressed our concern about it. That concern was not so much due to any ill feeling against Pakistan and certainly not due to any ill feeling against America. But I felt then and I have felt strongly ever since that this step is a wrong step and a step which adds to the tensions and fears of the world. It adds to the feeling of insecurity in Asia. It is therefore a wrong step from the point of view of peace and removal of tensions. Some may justify it from a military point of view, but I submit that judging world affairs through soldiers' eyes and ears is a dangerous thing. A soldier's idea of security may be one thing, a politician's or statements may be somewhat different. They have to be coordinated. When war comes, the soldiers is supreme and his voice prevails, but not in peacetime. But if the soldier's voice prevails in peacetime, it means that peace is likely to be converted into war. How do we balance these issues? Here is a kind of evil enchantment over the world which prevents us from going in the right direction. For the first time in history, the world has strengthened and power to solve its economic problems like poverty. But instead of proceeding to do that and having a better future for the whole of humanity, we have these fears and preparations for war. How are we to lessen these tensions? Not by thinking in military terms in all times. I agree that no country can weaken itself and offer itself as a target to some other country. Having accepted that, nevertheless, if one is to try for peace, it is not by talking of war, by issuing threats, and by preparing all the time for war in a rather loud and aggressive way. I have stated on earlier occasions, and I believe that the Prime Minister of Pakistan earnestly wishes that there should be good relations in future. I have no doubt about his motives, and I hope he has no doubt about mine. It is not a question of motives. If a step is taken which necessarily has some harmful results, the best of motives do not help. Honorable Prime Minister has made various statements about this matter of aid from US. He asks why India should object. Of course, they are a free country and I cannot prevent them. But if something affects Asia, India especially, and if something in our opinion is a reversal of history after hundreds of years, are we to remain silent? We have thought in terms of freeing our countries, and one of the symbols of freedom has been with the withdrawal of foreign armed forces. I say the return of any armed forces from any European or any American country is a reversal of the history of the countries of Asia, whatever the motive. It was suggested some 2 or 3 years ago in connection with Kashmir that some European or American countries should send forces to Kashmir. We rejected that completely because so far as we can see, on no account are we going to allow any foreign forces to land in India. That is our outlook, and it is something more than a mere Indian iron outlook which applies to the whole of or a large part of this continent of Asia. Therefore, we regret this military aid coming from the United States to Pakistan. I am sure the United States government did not have these considerations before them. They think naturally in their own environment, and that is the difficulty. I am not prepared to express my opinion except in the most philosophical manner about the distant problems of Europe. India has not the slightest desire to impose its views or wishes on any other country. But because in the in Asia we have passed through similar processes of history in the last 200 years or so and thus can understand each other a little better, it is likely I am in tune with some of my or neighbor countries when I speak. If the great powers think that the problems of Asia can be solved minus Asia or minus the views of Asian countries, then it does seem to be rather odd. India is a big continent. It has large number of races and social complexities. It is an undeveloped region, and all these considerations make it to be an important region for perpetual peace in this part of the world. Hence, any action in this region affects the whole world development plans and peace.